Lyronyx here. Today we're making another Creatures of Sonaria video, but before we get started with this video, I would just like to quickly mention that I am now partnered with X-Rocker Gaming. They're a company that has amazing chairs, desks, accessories, and more for your gaming setup. If any of this sounds interesting to you, you can go down to the link down below in the description, check out their website, and if you find anything you like, you can use the code Lyronyx10 when checking out and get 10% off of any item of your choice. And I would really appreciate if you do so. Plus, they have really good quality chairs, and also down below there should be a link to their Discord where they do a bunch of free giveaways, so really cool. I do know that they're actually doing a Fortnite giveaway at the moment for $250, so crazy. Okay, and with this video, this was an idea. I saw that maybe this would help, maybe it wouldn't. We'll see, because I haven't really seen any new creatures, and you know, that's really my main thing with keeping up with Creatures of Sonaria, is mainly just new creatures. But for this video, I'm going to be trying to share with you guys the best ways to get more SHROOMS, because obviously that's something you might want. Because personally for me, not really, you know, I have too many, genuinely, like too much. But for you, maybe you don't, and maybe you want more, or maybe you have a lot, but you want more, you know, you want to go, you're power hungry, money, you know. Anyways, I'm going to run you through a few little tips and tricks and maybe helpful ideas. You know, obviously some of these will probably be like, oh yeah, duh, you know. Like, I've heard of that one before, but obviously playing the game, you know, that's gonna get you a good amount of SHROOMS. And I'm honestly pretty sure that they boosted it up just a little bit to a few more than it was before, but I could be totally wrong on that. I just feel like they definitely have changed it. I'm pretty sure though it's like every few minutes you get 15 SHROOMS is what it was. I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry guys. I don't usually like watch the SHROOM thing when it goes up, but I do know that you do get a few SHROOMS every now and then. I was pretty sure that they upped it a bit, but they might not have, and I just might be going crazy. But obviously playing in the game, that's a big thing with it. You know, you want to earn money, play the game. That's basically the same concept with the time gotchas, but we're not going to get into that. But for the SHROOMS, obviously playing the game, this can be either you just playing, you know, with friends, or, you know, being AFK and farming in the game. Now, if you want to farm in the game, it is slightly more difficult than most games, considering most games you usually can't be killed while farming. This game, you can. If you're just sitting there out in the open, someone might see you and someone might kill you, you know. So what you want to do though is kind of find an area away from others, a good little area that you know that usually most people don't travel to, maybe away from a spawn point, or at least where you spawn. And you want to just be in a nice sheltered area, because of course seasons, they're gonna get you if you are not careful. So always watch out for what creature you are, maybe what your creature needs and what might affect your creature, because you don't want to be out in the open just laying on the ground and then, you know, something hurts you or something like that, and oh goodness gracious, you're dead then, you know. So hopefully, you know, that doesn't happen. Just find some shelter. I heard from others that it is usually good to be one of the plant creatures, one of the ones that, you know, feed on sunlight and only need water, so they don't need any food. I heard that one was really good, and then you can like find a little spot near water, and then, you know, every few seconds you can check in and see if you need water, get that real quick, and then lay back down. Definitely a good idea. I just realized I only got 5 SHROOMS. Maybe it was less than I thought. It is less than I thought. Sorry. But yeah, that one's kind of like an obvious given one, but then also with a bit more tips for how to, you know, stay protected while farming, because obviously some people might just sit themselves down wherever they spawn, which isn't 100% like a good idea, considering other people might spawn there too, and you know, depending on who it is, they might be rather vicious and try to kill you, and that's not what you want, because again, you're farming. You don't want anyone to bother you, you know. But that's that one. Anything else really within the game, like here, pretty sure that there's no other way of getting SHROOMS other than just sitting here and kind of farming. But I do have some tips for trading world that I have figured out, which might be kind of helpful for you. not entirely sure though. This is like a thing maybe you've tried before, but if you haven't, I might suggest you try it. So I'm gonna go to the trade world for this one. So a lot of times when being in the trade world, you will see people obviously trading a certain creature, but sometimes there will be other people who say, I have this creature, it's a stored creature, and I'm selling it for this many mushrooms. Now, that's what I'm here to talk about. Stored creatures. Now, obviously, you know, you have a limit to how many stored creatures you can have, but sometimes maybe someone might want that stored creature. Maybe say you have a stored warden. Now, having a stored warden doesn't mean that you necessarily have the warden already, but it could, you know, you could already have the warden and you have a stored version of it. As for me, I do have a stored boreal warden because I had stored my boreal warden before I had gotten rid of it. So, you know, if you want, I'm just suggesting, this is a thing you can do. If you have a warden, you can go around, play as the creature in game, and then you go back, you store it, and then I'm pretty sure after that, it's tradable. Now, obviously, you gotta make sure that you are letting the people know that it is a stored creature, because you don't really want to just, you know, not tell them, because obviously that would be kind of unfair for you and that, for that person in specific, but yes. I just seen some people make money off of it. I know that I have personally given people money for them, because sometimes, you know, I bought stored creatures just to show them because I couldn't find someone with the actual creature, which is what I did for one of the wardens when no one actually had it at the moment, but someone did buy a test version of it and was trading it away for SHROOMS, and so I was like, okay. So, you know, right here too, this is like just, you can trade your creatures for mushrooms, okay? You necessarily don't have to trade them away for other creatures. You can always try and ask for SHROOMS as well. I mean, it's going pretty well for me. I mean, if I ask to trade this guy for some SHROOMS, usually I'll get a pretty good response. Obviously, you want to make sure that if someone's going to ask for a certain amount of SHROOMS for a certain creature, always make sure that that is the correct amount. I mean, there's a lot of good sources for telling you if this creature is worth that much, because obviously you don't want to get robbed that way, and you don't want to really go that high either if it was you selling it for like a high amount, because obviously then everyone else kind of knows that and they're not going to buy it for that much. So make sure that you have a good price on things and make sure it's a correct price. I've definitely seen certain wardens going for a very high amount, but obviously that's to be expected. So if you're gonna be selling a warden, just make sure that you don't go like way over like what it is. Like, don't go asking for like 20,000 SHROOMS, because that's a lot. and then no one's gonna probably want to trade you. But the reason I really just wanted to point this out was because I feel like not many people honestly trade away the stored creatures, and I feel like honestly, if you really want to make some money off of that like real quick, you definitely can, because you yourself can easily create stored creatures if you already have those creatures. And I mean, there's definitely probably people out there who probably want to just play as that creature to at least test it out. So I'm definitely sure if you want, you can do that. I feel like that's just definitely like a really good way of making some quick cash, definitely a bit quicker than actually sitting in the game, considering you only get 5 every few minutes. So yeah. Just wanted to point that out, because again, I've seen a lot of people doing it, and I've bought a bunch of the stored creatures from other people, so you know, I find it helpful, and it probably helps them out too. So yeah, it might help you out too, and that's what I'm looking for. But that's honestly all that I have. I know that it was only a few. I mean, obviously you can also buy them with Robux if you'd like. I mean, again, that's kind of an obvious go-to if you really want some, but for fast ways, if you don't have Robux or you don't feel like spending so much time, I would definitely say try to mess around with being in the trade world. You know, maybe you might make a quick buck. You know, I say quick buck like it's money, but you know what I mean. You get some quick SHROOMS, you go back into the gacha, you know, you spin the gacha, you get another cool creature, you make a stored version of that, sell that to people. You know, I'm just saying, it definitely works out in your favor. It's pretty cool. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, part of Lyla Squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!